Okay, this is the man, Wes Moore, the head coach at NC State. What a year Wes had. Thanks for being with us, Wes. Yo, I'm talking about you, man. I'm talking about
Okay. I didn't know who else was in the room here.
you. You've been with us 24 hours, nothing but net. It feels like from the beginning. In year 6, here we go again. Like Wes, this is the live stream, and this is for Special Olympics, and I'm so grateful for your time.
No, Debbie, I appreciate what you do. Unbelievable the work and time you put into this, and I'm amazed every year. How long are you going to be able to keep this up, Debbie?
You know, I'm gonna shoot till my arm falls off, man. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know, but
Keep doing it.
those other body parts got to cooperate too now.
Those are the ones I'm worried about. uh, hey, what a year, man. I mean, are you still on cloud nine? Are you celebrating? I mean, amazing job that you did with your team this year.
Oh no, it's all about players, and again, 2 years ago we lost in double overtime in the Elite Eight game to go to the Final Four, and I thought, oh man, that's it. Blew our chance here, and then 2 years later, with a team that wasn't expected to do a lot, picked eighth in the ACC, and then they just kept working. We had great chemistry, great culture, and it was an amazing run. And I tell you what, I obviously first time Final Four, just the job the NCAA does, all the host committees, both in Portland as well as in Cleveland, and also don't forget in Raleigh, our people did an amazing job as well. And so it was just a dream come true. What a ride!
It wasn't just your dream. There were a lot of people that shared in that dream, Wes. I mean, it felt like to me around the game that, there's a couple of guys out there that have given their heart and soul to the women's game. And this is like a culmination for them to be able to get there. And I like to say, like, you're one of the good guys, and one of the good guys got there. And you could just sense in the coaching profession how happy people were for you personally.
Well, I appreciate that, Debbie. Again, I've been around a while, so I've been telling people I'm in Texas right now, seeing family and friends, and I don't know if it's because we played Texas to get to the Final Four, or because we were in the Final Four, but I'm been recognized a lot more down here at Ranger games or concert, whatever. And again, I tell them, it just took me 35 years, to get here. So I'm a slow learner for sure.
No, you know what I was thinking is, as Tara Vanderveer has retired, you're moving up the career active list now. You're like, I might be top 3. I mean, like, come on, man, this is like big time stuff. Like, you should be celebrated like that. You've given a lot to the game, and certainly NC State.
Again, NC State, the game's given a lot to me. And yeah, we took a picture out in Portland of Gino, Tara, and myself. And somebody tweeted, something like 3,200 wins, but I didn't exactly carry my weight in that picture for sure.
Yes, you do. You sure do. You sure do. And I have that picture. So we're going to share that with all the listeners and watchers here on our live stream, because it is great. You've had such an incredible montage of a season, right? I mean, everything, the culmination of all of it. What did it mean to you to also watch Kevin Keatts experience what you were experiencing at the same time? I know you guys are buds.
Yeah. First of all, I was really fortunate. We practiced that Saturday morning of the ACC championship game, and I thought I might as well take a stab at it. I texted Boo, our AD, as we were getting ready to start practice, and I said, hey, if there's a plane going up to DC today with an empty seat on it, let me know. And he texts back, perfect timing. You can hop on with the chancellor. And I got to go up there and witness that in person. It was unbelievable. So happy for him. And you talk about one of the good guys. Kevin Keatts is one of the good guys. To start from where he came, and he played Division III. He's had to work and earn everything he's gotten. He didn't have that name. Debbie Antonelli's great career at NC State, jump started her. Kevin Keatts, and me from Johnson Bible College. We've been, from there to there to there, and just to see him make that run was unbelievable, and so happy for them.
Wes, it's hard to put it in the rearview mirror, but I know we all learn from our past or previous experiences. What do you think was the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team that allowed you to be able to propel yourself into the Final Four?
Well, I think maybe 2 years ago we maybe had too much talent, Debbie. I mean, I've never heard people say they have too much money or too much fun, but maybe we did. Maybe we had too much talent. Just didn't mesh, and couldn't. It's hard to keep everyone happy. We had so much talent and so
Yeah.
many players that had great success, and to try to make it all fit. This year, most of our depth were freshmen, and
Mhm.
so maybe they were a little more patient, and understanding. It's a big jump from high school to, top 10 in the country or whatever, and maybe they were a little more patient, and then I think the players that were out there, they didn't mind sharing, whether it was with each other, the limelight and the glory or whatever. Nobody really cared, and we had probably 5 or 6 different people score like 25 points on a given night, and when you have that, makes it easier on a coach when 1 or 2 people is having an off night. You got a couple other people that can step up and carry the load, and they didn't mind that. They were truly a team, and that's what made it fun. I mean, that's what I kept saying as we kept advancing in the postseason. The biggest thing I've been telling the team is, uh, we're having too much fun. We don't want to see it end. And
Right.
so when you have that mentality, so when you fall behind, we were down 10 against Stanford at halftime. Uh, there was no thoughts in the back of your mind, oh, well, you know, it's over. Let's move on. I mean, everybody wanted to keep it going, and that made it a lot of fun.
So you already referenced a couple of years overtime loss, at UConn on basically a
Yeah.
home court situation, which we won't go into how unfair that was. You had expectations that year. You were loaded with talent, as you said.
Yeah.
Last year, you had a group that was pretty much no expectation, not preseason ranked. This year, you're going to have expectation again. So you've dealt with a balance of both, right? Oh, come on, Wes, you're loaded. You're going to be
Hey,
loaded.
hey, can you help me here? River Baldwin, she's got graduate, she's gone. Mimi Collins, graduate, she's gone. I mean, both of them were experienced, high level players that, again, like I said, River Baldwin, MVP in the Virgin Islands, and Mimi Collins had numerous games where she put up 20 something points, improved her 3-point shooting from
Yeah.
29% the year before to 39%. And both of them, and see, Mimi, we could slide her over to the 5 at times when
Right.
River was out. So now we've lost all our post depth, all our post experience. Guards are great, don't get me wrong, but yeah, you got to have balance, and that's the big concern going into the season.
Well, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about what you have coming in and what you've done in the portal, but I'm looking at it like it's going to be exciting. The fans are going to be all whipped up in Reynolds Coliseum about this year's team.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. I like laying low under the radar, but it's going to be a challenge. We have added a couple of people here very recently. Tilda Trigger from Sweden, 6'6", but she's more of a perimeter player, 4 type player. So she'd be similar to the position Mimi Collins plays. But again, you're talking about a freshman that's international. I mean, it's a big adjustment for her. We may go small some in that position, Debbie. Madison Hayes,
Right.
we may play her some and go 4 guards. You also have Maddie Cox, who, as a freshman, had some big moments, and need her to step up, be a little more consistent, get a little bit stronger. But we may go with a committee there and see if we can make that work. Then we did add, of course, we had a freshman already signed. We had 4 freshmen we signed early, and that's another reason we may go small. We got Samaria Jones coming in, McDonald's All-American, point guard. So we got to get her out on that court some. So we may go small at times. But then, we have Lorena Wu from Illinois, 6'5", and then we just signed a 6'4" player from Boston University, Caitlin Weimer,
Yeah.
and she's two-time Patriot League Player of the Year. But again, big adjustment, Patriot League to the ACC. So we'll see how that goes. But we have added some options, and we just got to get to work and hopefully bring them along quickly.
I've got confidence in you, Wes. One of the things that you are so understated about, I think, at times, and I get tired of saying that, there's a lot of people think coaches are underrated. You're definitely not underrated. You are a big time coach with a lot of victories under your belt and have taken the team to a Final Four. Your ability to develop players in your system is what I think separates you from a lot of others. And I often say, when your team is in front of you in the second half, you're like a point guard to me. Like, you are like the sixth offensive player, because your kids relate to everything. You run the right stuff. You got such a good staff. All of it just rolls together, especially when your offense is in front of you. That's when I learn the most about you and your team.
Well, again, think you're giving me too much credit. My staff does a great job with player development. They put a lot of time in with position work, individual work. It's amazing the hours that they put in. And so I think that's a big part of it. Then, as far as the offensive stuff, Debbie, I'm trying to get where we just run four out a whole lot and let them play. I mean, when you got Sanaya Rivers and Isaiah James and Zoe Brooks, sometimes you just got to get the heck out of the way and let them go. And so we definitely want to run and be up tempo and let them play, spread the floor out, create gaps, and get downhill. So we're doing a lot more of that. But, we do try to take advantage of situations. For instance, in the Stanford game, second half, Isaiah got really hot. And you just got to get her the ball, and maybe set a pick on the ball for her, let her get a little bit of downhill head start, and then let her do her thing. And Sanaya is the same way. Sanaya is so long and athletic. So we got to make sure we utilize those two. And like I said, Zoe Brooks, now with a year under her belt, I expect her to take a big step. And like I said, Madison Hayes, she's kind of been our glue player. So it'll be interesting. We'll be a different team. We're going to miss River Baldwin and Mimi Collins now, and people need to make sure they don't underestimate that loss.
I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to see it all come together. So, I'll be knocking down your door, wanting to go to as much practice as I can get into.
Come on, always open.
And I know you always give me great access, so thank you for that. The landscape of the game. I don't want to talk about portal and NIL stuff. I want to talk about the growth of the game and how we've watched it for many decades, how it's changed. What would you say has been the single biggest thing that you might point to why people are excited about going to Reynolds Coliseum and it's sold out every game? Why attendance has picked up and TV ratings have started to follow?
Yeah. I think talent, I think the game has got so much more fun to watch. I don't want to limit it to one player, but obviously Caitlin Clark has made a big impact on the game without a doubt, brought a lot of attention to the game. But really, there's just so many talented players now. And, I think you got to give them credit. They've worked extremely hard. Their skill sets and their athleticism and everything is just really made our game fun to watch. And I think we did maybe viewership. I think we outdrew the men in TV viewership this year. And that says a lot about our game and about our players and the product that they're putting out there. So it's unbelievable to think about where we came from. People like Kay Yao and Pat Summit, and of course Gino and Tara, and they kind of trailblazers. But now I just think the players have really taken it to another level.
And it's a perfect segue for me to get you to help me describe to people about our event and why this event is so important for Special Olympics, because we are talking about talented athletes that need a place to compete and train socialize. You know my family so well, and how Frankie is thriving because sport was such an important part of his life. Wes, you've been with us from the beginning on this. You've always helped us with this event. We're getting ready to cross $1 million in year 6. And when you start thinking about talent and the product and sport and why it's important, why are you and Linda so philanthropic about your love for Special Olympics and our event?
Yeah, Debbie, it goes way back. Even when I first started coaching Maryville College in Tennessee, every year the coaches would work the Special Olympics event in Blount County, Tennessee. And it just really touched my heart to see how hard those players, those students, athletes compete and how much joy they get from it. And then also, you want to talk about sportsmanship. They show you what it's all about. We all are so competitive. We all want to win. But they also see the big picture and the way they help each other and cheer for each other and pull for each other. It truly touches your heart. And then the work you've done, Debbie, you've made a big impact on NC State and the new program that is starting there. I know you kind of again got that ball rolling with Chancellor Woodson and all that, and then now Dave Doran and his wife have been very involved. Our football coach have been very involved in supporting that. But again, Debbie, what you do is amazing. I don't know how you do it between broadcasting all over the country, a family, and now the time and effort you put into this. It's amazing. I don't know where you get it, girl. You need to tell me sometime where you get that juice.
I get my juice from people like you because I love our game so much. The game is about the people in it and people like you, Wes. And, everybody knows I love NC State. I never shy away from that. I don't shy away from it on the air, but it doesn't change my delivery and because I know sometimes I say stuff that I know you don't like about when I'm saying stuff about your team. That's just part of the job. It doesn't mean that my relationship with you is not good or,
Yeah.
it's just the way people perceive it. But I will say this, the NC State program that will launch in January 25 will probably be by far my most proudest moment about NC State and my involvement with the university more than anything. Even hard to say, even more than the men and women going to the Final Four, because it has such lasting power and a ripple effect all the way down to families that have newborns, that have hope and opportunity to know that, like our family and Frankie could go to Clemson, that there's a lot of Wolfpackers out there that are just so excited about the program getting started. And I know athletics will play a role in it, similar to what Clemson does. But I want to ask you this, Wes. Did you listen to my commencement speech in December?
No, Debbie, December, I don't even talk to my sisters. Okay. So, no, I'm sorry. I missed that. But maybe I can go back and pull it up.
Well, I thought for sure you might have something, like maybe my commencement speech launched both the men and women into the Final Four. I inspired the whole university, which lifted all ships. And
we can go there, Debbie. We can go there.
I'm just teasing. It's a not true honor of my life that Chancellor Woodson asked me to deliver commencement. I still can't believe I did it. Like I wore the academic garb and everything, Wes.
Yeah, Debbie. I've seen your transcript at NC State. It's pretty amazing that they invited you to do commencement.
Amen, brother. It's true.
But you had fun.
It was fun. And Wes, you know what? I'm so happy for you and Linda and every person that touches your program. It could not have happened for a better guy at a better time. And I hope you are enjoying hitting the links, playing some golf, getting outside that portal and having some fun and enjoying what you were able to accomplish this year.
Yeah, we've been very blessed, Debbie. Our players, knock on wood, they've been very loyal and my individual meetings were great. And, you just never know, I guess. But I think our players love playing at NC State. They're excited about the Final Four run and having another shot at it. So it's been so far it's been pretty good. I think the portal closes May 1st at midnight. So we got to hold on to that. But again, it's been okay this year. You just never know.
Well, Wes, thank you for your time. Thank you for giving every NC State fan, friend, alum, even the rivals a chance to cheer for the Red. Both your run and the men's run was absolutely magical. So congratulations on all that. And thank you again for supporting 24 Hours Nothing But Net.
Well, thank you, Debbie, for all you do and your efforts in this project. So good luck with it. I hope you make them all, girl.